A very good morning to you on Friday, the 11th of December. It is 22 minutes past 9, and it's been a busy day already, and a pretty grim day, pouring down this morning so far. One of those days where I think it's probably never going to get properly light, but overcast, but we'll make our own joy and brightness here at Wellington, of course, as always. Been a very festive week. On Wednesday, we had our Christmas lunch in the dining hall. Great spirits and a bit of fun with the year sevens, particularly the first lunchtime with the Christmas crackers and the music. And thank you to my fellow helpers, little elves in the making, Mr. Burgess and Mrs. Dunn in particular. As we went through the lunch times, I think the older ones, year 10s and year 11s, got a bit more cynical and a bit more scathing of the musical choices. But hey ho, that's adolescence for you, I suppose. Today it's Christmas jumper day. For the staff and sixth formers, I think I'm the only member of staff who doesn't actually own a Christmas jumper. Some fine items on display today. People going to town, all for a good cause. The Christmas artwork in the windows at reception there, if you're going past school, Miss Gray and her team of sixth form helpers I've done some lovely Christmas artwork replacing the tributes to the NHS and VE Day, which have been up there previously. So some nice artwork in the windows at reception. Have a glance if you are passing or you are popping into school. Other Christmas things going on. Mrs. Taylor Crook has finished their collection and put hampers together for people in local old people's homes. They're being delivered next Wednesday. Loads of stuff collected there. Miss Gray and the sixth form team are carrying on with their food bank collections. I think the deadline is on Monday or Tuesday. So you've got any spare tins, coffee, dried pasta and things of that sort, cleaning equipment, deodorants. Any of those products, please bring them in and let's try and cater for the needy in the area. Okay. Otherwise, the Mission Christmas is ongoing as well. Any toys, any presents for young people, please bring those in. And Mrs. Copeland is planning getting those taken to the depot next Wednesday. Been brought forward today because, of course, we are finishing on Thursday now. More of that in a second. So yeah, we're all pretty festive, and I just had the joy of popping along to a sixth form reward breakfast for 2 of the year 13 classes. We did 2 yesterday. And 2 today. Mr. Cropper, Miss Stevens said a few words, gave out a few prizes, bit of a breakfast, and real credit to the year 13s. They had to put up with a lot. Missing the end of their year 12s, of course, but the mock exams are looking very positive indeed. And some students are starting to get through some offers for UCAS as well, which is great to see. Okay, but well done to year 13s, who really are troopers, and they've shown real resilience and all that stoicism, and the mock exams are a credit to them, and of course the parents and teachers as well, supporting them in myriad ways. Okay. On a COVID note as well, unfortunately I missed the briefing with Trafford Public Health last night, a fortnightly meeting. I had to go home early yesterday, but we know, don't we, that the figures in Trafford have come down quite remarkably, lowest in Greater Manchester and far lower than some Tier 2 areas in the UK. So hopefully next Wednesday, when the government review things, hopefully Greater Manchester will be in Tier 2 as well. Okay, in school, we have had 1 more case this week. Year 8 student tested positive, but that led to quite a small number, only about 10 isolations on the back of that, I think it was. We did have actually a student came in who's had a family member who was showing symptoms. Please, can I remind you, if a family member is displaying COVID symptoms, you don't come in as a household, as a member of the household. It's not worth taking the risk. And subsequently, that family member did test positive, but fortunately, the student hasn't as yet. So fingers crossed that will be the case. So please make sure we are aware of the rules around staying off if a family member is not well. Okay. I announced, following the government announcement on Wednesday, I think it was, or Tuesday, that we would be closing on Thursday, December the 17th, rather than Friday the 18th. I've put out there, you can find the link to all the DFE advice, and they're talking about the work schools have done around contact tracing since, the start of term really, but before that as well, and how it's been challenging, to say the least, to do all that at weekends, at holidays in particular. They want to have this 6-day period after the end of term for contact tracing. After that, we are in the clear from a school perspective. Now, obviously, that 6 days from Friday will take us to Christmas Eve. Really, well, is it the 23rd, the 24th? It makes no odds towards because it's myself and Mrs. Roberts who do the contact tracing, but I can see the logic in trying to get that done a day earlier. I think more importantly, it is the fact it gives us that extra day's grace between the school community being together in school and being clear and well for 8 days later when Christmas Day arrives, of course, as well. So that period of grace, an extra day, I think is worthwhile to keep us safe and well for Christmas. So it all makes perfect sense. And of course, it has been a successful term and our pupils have been in, generally speaking, far more than many others around the country and around Greater Manchester. Okay, so I hope that meets with your approval. So we'll finish at 3 o'clock on Thursday, the 17th. The final period of that day will be a form period, and no doubt some celebrations and farewells for students and staff for the Christmas period. I've got this fear, of course, that sometime next week we'll have to phone parents, family members to say your child has been a close contact of somebody with COVID in school. They now have to self-isolate for 14 days, which of course will take in that Christmas period. So I implore you yet again, I know I'm preaching to the converted, but please stay in over the weekend, stay safe, take all the precautions, and let's make sure we have a case-free week next week, the 4-day week, and we can send people off next Thursday in good health and they can spend a lovely Christmas with their families. That's what we hope for, and I think we worked far too hard to put that in question and in jeopardy during the course of next week. So please be sensible, and if your child is displaying any symptoms, then keep them off and let's keep us all safe. Okay. Non-uniform day, by the way, next Thursday, again for good cause, so I hope we'll take part in that and contribute accordingly. That's next Thursday, and I think a letter has or will be going out from Mrs. Copeland. Okay. One thing that we are contemplating, just to share with you now, as I do on these occasions, we are thinking about maybe shortening the lunch hour after Christmas, on that period of January, February, where the weather is damned awful, we get colder. We're trying to keep kids in zones outside. It becomes quite problematic, crammed in quite small areas. They sometimes get frustrated with each other. We've seen that. We can keep them apart outside and it's safe as such, but with it getting more inclement, maybe we can get through the canteen each year group in that half an hour period, and maybe it's worth doing that after Christmas. So we are thinking about that, having a 30 rather than 40-minute lunch time for the next few months. And that means the school day finishing at 10 to 3 rather than 3 o'clock, which means, of course, things like extra lessons, detentions, extracurricular stuff can start and therefore finish earlier. So that's one thing we are contemplating. So if you have strong views about that, please get in touch, but we will write formally next week to say whether that is going to be the case. So reducing lunch by 10 minutes, 30 rather than 40, get them fed, bit of a break, bit of fresh air, toilet visit, and then back into class for that final lesson of the day. Okay, share that one with you. One message again from Mr. Holt, School Cloud, the system we're using for parents' evenings. That's all been sent out now. You will be able to register, I think it's 3 or 4 weeks prior to each of the parents' evenings. The first one in January is a sixth form. There's only about a 28-29% uptake in the bookings so far from sixth form parents. So please, can I ask you to book your slots sooner rather than later for your sixth form children for that first parents' evening in January. And for the rest of you, when you get notification, please start that booking process so we know where we stand pretty quickly. Okay, that's it for me today. There's a problem with the email. So I don't know what's come through in terms of other bulletin items. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other stuff to read. It's been another great week. Great numbers of extracurricular activities as well. It's a joy to see out there. Mock results year 30 and year 11 looking very positive, as I mentioned before. So yeah, it's all good. And just after today, 4 more days to go. So let's hope for some brighter weather over the weekend. Have a great one, stay safe, and I look forward to, if I've got the energy, to doing a final message next Thursday evening sometime. Okay, take care folks, have a great weekend, speak to you soon, bye-bye.